are these people?
Greetings, comrades. Hope this finds you well. Just wanted to make a little video here talking about the 1-year anniversary of INN, the Indie News Network. Just super appreciative for Indie reaching out, when this was just an idea and inviting me to the platform. And they have put in just so much time and effort into really growing it into what it is at this point, which is really amazing, along with a lot of other content creators on the platform. And it's been a real pleasure to watch it grow over this past year. And I think platforms like INN are super, super important because there are so many in the online space that claim to be independent, and yet they have really huge platforms, but they're either beholden to either the Democratic machine or the Republican machine. So streamers like Hassan, he's a Democrat, he's a centrist, and then you have people on the right like Ben Shapiro, and all of those clowns who are beholden to the Republican Party. So super, super important to have independent content creators who are willing to speak truth to power. And I think that's one of the things that I really appreciate about INN is that everybody on the platform, from what I've been able to gather from consuming their content over the years, or over this past year, is that they are independent thinkers, they're free thinkers, they're willing to call out the corporate duopoly that we have here in the United States. They're also willing to call out US imperialism abroad, which is super important. Obviously, both parties play a huge role in that, whether it's Democrat or Republicans in power, the war machine rolls on. And so I think it's just really important to have as many voices as possible calling out the frankly fucked up shit that's going on here in the United States as well as abroad. So that's one of the things I really appreciate about INN is that they the people on this platform speak truth to power. And something else I also appreciate about it is that, to my understanding, I don't think anybody is getting, rich off of doing this. They're doing this because they think it's important. They think these different topics that they're covering, on a weekly, sometimes, on a daily basis are worth spending their time, covering, and they're not getting compensated at all for that. So I think it just goes to show that the people on INN, the people on this platform are really doing it out of a place of love and wanting to create positive change in the world. So I think that's just really, really amazing as well, because they're not like, Hassan Piker making 10 grand a month and just shilling for the, Democratic establishment and, calling out Republicans, but then, not really holding Democrats to the same standard because he wants to fucking play video games with AOC or, whatever the fuck he does. It's kind of worthless in my opinion. Same with, other, bigger channels like Secular Talk and the Humanist Report. We saw how Mike Figueredo was throwing all that shade at Collin, who is a member of INN and Sabby Sabs. And you just really see, where those big platforms, where their true allegiances lie, because they're not willing to kind of bite the hand that feeds them, basically. And I think the people at INN don't have that same problem, which is super important, because having an independent voice, having independent media that's willing to speak truth to power and call out messed up things that are going on is super important. So that's definitely one of the things I really appreciate about INN. So I haven't been super active the last year, more or less. There's Christiane photobombing per usual.
Yeah,
I haven't been as active the last year, making videos or doing live streams. Just life has gotten really busy and in some good ways, but just haven't had as much time to devote to this as I have had in the past. This might change a little bit going forward potentially. But so I finished grad school back in June, so which is kind of nice to get that done, which is also weird going to school during a pandemic, and most of my program for social work was virtual, which had its drawbacks and its benefits. So it was nice not having to commute to campus, because I had park at the light rail, then ride in to the University of Washington, and which was nice. It was, nice to be able to get there by light rail, but also kind of time consuming. I think it takes about an hour from the light rail station to where I get off at. So that was kind of a hassle. So it's kind of nice having the class online and not, having to commute, like just commuting to my computer. That's kind of convenient, right? But also, I definitely believe you don't get as much out of the curriculum, because you're missing out on that social interaction, that being with other people, and learning and co-creating together in a classroom setting. So I definitely think I missed out on some of that stuff, but it's nice to have my master's completed. So I finished that back in June, and then October of 2021 we welcomed a new member to the family, which is very exciting. Now we have 2 children, and Christiane's older, but sometimes she acts kind of like her 1-year-old sister, so that's always a pleasure to deal with that. So I said that because she's back in the distance, eavesdropping. She was eavesdropping.
I can't hear you. What did you say?
Oh, I said you're older, but sometimes you act like your younger sister.
And you act like a 2-year-old.
Oh, still more mature than a 1-year-old.
Still mature.
More mature.
Mature.
She's not mature at all. Very immature.
I'm the best in every single one of my classes in school.
She's still immature.
My mother didn't even know who the school was talking about.
Yeah, so we welcomed a new member to the family October of 2021 of last year, and it's been really, really awesome and amazing seeing her grow from just a little baby to 29-pound 13-month-old who's like 99th percentile for height, weight, head circumference. She has a big head like her mom. So that's been really awesome, and been spending a lot of time with her, which has been really great. Yeah, and then just trying to get back in the collective struggle a little bit more. So I went out a couple of times and gotten some signatures to get universal health care on the ballot here in Washington State. I don't think, unfortunately, we're going to have enough signatures this time around, but hopefully we'll be generating some momentum going forward for next year, because I was talking to another volunteer for Whole Washington last weekend when we were signature gathering, and she was saying some people involved in the organization think maybe we should take a year off. But as I said, I mean, people are still going to be dying in this state. People are still going to be going bankrupt because of medical debt. So I think we just keep pushing forward, keep the momentum going, and try to get more people involved, try to maybe fundraise some more so we can have some paid staff at the beginning, maybe even if it's just part-time, to really get that momentum going. So definitely want to keep just getting more involved in the collective struggle. I want to try to I'm going to try to join PSL again. I got a little bit connected with them in the past. I got connected with their Tacoma branch, but it didn't really seem like a whole lot of stuff was going on. So I might try to get connected back with the Seattle branch, because it does seem like they're more active, even though Tacoma is a little bit closer to where I live. Yeah, so that's definitely something I like to do going forward, is just, get out in the streets more, get out with people more, do more mutual aid. I've been doing a little bit of that over the summer, just helping out some people in need. And unfortunately, there's a lot of fucking need out there, because we live in a capitalist hellhole that is the United States, where we have massive wealth, where you have people with $100 billion, and then you have people living in fucking tents, and some people not even living in tents, right? So it's just right, capitalism is the virus, the system is the sickness, as the great Marxist economist Richard Wolff likes to say. So just trying to keep up the fight, because I feel like that's really where, you know, you can get a lot of energy and invigoration from, is being with the people. And again, engaging in that collective struggle is super important. And so, like, I'm definitely more of a introverted person at heart. So asking people, like just complete strangers, hey, hello, would you like to get universal healthcare on the ballot? Like, let's get it out of my comfort zone a little bit. But again, that's where growth happens, especially when it's for something so important like universal healthcare. You got to look beyond yourself sometimes at the, you know, at the collective vision, at, you know, what's going to be good for the masses. So, yeah, so that's what I've been up to, and some stuff that I would like to kind of keep doing in the future. And then, you know, that's also, you got to have that balance, right? You know, surviving and living. So like this stuff is like survival, right? People need fucking healthcare, or people end up going bankrupt, and tens of thousands of people die in the US every year because they don't have fucking medical care. In the richest country on the planet, the richest country the world has ever known, and we spend more per capita in healthcare than anybody else, and yet we have all these horrible outcomes. Why is that? The fucking profit motive, right? It's not that complicated. Anyways, that was a bit of a tangent. But then also I've been, I always do my best to try to make time for, you know, things like growing food, which had a pretty good year growing at the community garden, which I think I might do a video or a live stream about that, just my experiences this past growing season at the community garden. And then just getting outside, moving my body, try to do that as much as possible. Or sometimes it's inside on the, you know, trainer if the weather's kind of shitty or really cold or wet here in the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, you got to find that balance, right, between you know, surviving and living. You want to be able to live and do things that bring you joy and make you happy. And you can't just always be, you know, surviving and on the grind. And just unfortunately, that's not the case for everybody to be able to do that as much as they need or want to. And again, that's a product of this system that we live in, that places the profit motive above literally everything, above people's lives, above the inhabitability of the fucking planet, right? Because it's not because if it's not profitable, it doesn't get prioritized. But to the extent that you can, definitely make those things a priority in your life, because it's super important. And if you want to keep being in the collective struggle, you got to be able to make sure you're not getting, you know, burnt out. And you know, that applies to you know, being involved in different political organizations, making content for INN in your workplace, whatever, trying to avoid burnout, which again, a better word for burnout, and I'm, you know, not the first one to say, I just liked it, is you're being overexploited, right? You're being overexploited. So let's keep that in mind. Yeah, so next year, hopefully be able to have some more time to contribute content to INN. And just really excited to see how much further the you know, the channel and all the content creators continue to grow. And there's just a wide range of voices on it, from, you know, indie to Reef to Collin to Rob to why am I spacing on their name? Uncle, God damn it, I'm spacing on his name, but the uncle dude, super funny. He just got a shave. God damn it, that's really gonna piss me off. Anyways, there is a huge amount of you know, voices, content creators on the platform, which is really amazing, and they all have something special and unique to offer, which is really cool. yeah, so just again, super appreciative for indie reaching out. You know, it was over a year ago at this point about the idea for the you know, indie news network, and definitely excited to see where the platform continues to grow. And I just think it's going to keep building momentum, because the qualities there in terms of the production value, like some of the Uncle Warren, fuck, I don't know why I was spacing that. Uncle Warren, it just came back to me. Like some of the thumbnails and like the overlays and stuff when people are live streaming is there, then as well as just really high quality content and a wide variety of content. So I think really the sky's the limit for INN, and I'm definitely here to see it continue to keep succeeding and to hopefully be, you know, small part of that momentum going forward. Peace, much love. Hope this finds you well, and keep up the struggle, keep up the fight, and peace, much love.
I enjoy it. I like